Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Tuesday, so Shadowrun's going on. Shadowrun missions. Hey, welcome everybody to the stream. We are excited to get going here. We don't have Duryea again because of rehearsals. Duryea got a part in a show over there, and so he's doing rehearsals. So he's going to be coming in a little bit late, but he will be here. So don't think that we're gonna miss him entirely. Let's see. Whoa! I just heard myself in my ears. It always throws me off. Like, who's that weird sounding guy in my ears? Well, let's see. Can we get perhaps a recap from Satchel about what happened last time?
So last time, last time we had a shopping spree part due, right? Did I pronounce it right, Etienne?
Deux.
Part
Due.
Deux.
That part Deus. So Satchel got himself some fancy duds, right? And then we met up with because that's the only part that mattered about that first part. And then we got fancy duds, and then we met up with the alluring Sarah Silverleaf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I always want to say Silverman, but yeah, Silverleaf. Okay, and Satchel kind of narked on lizard guy, my bro.
He did.
Simon. He kind of knocked on Simon, trying to get some points with Sarah, which succeeded. She said that she was going to give us what Simon promised us on top of the job if she were to give it to us, and she did. Because we're the greatest around, right? Right, team?
Of course.
The greatest there ever was.
And then, that is what I remember. Am I missing anything?
I don't think so. Does anyone?
I think we had the time to make a few phone calls. Talk to some people.
Okay, who did we talk to?
I think we talked to Maggie.
Yes,
true.
Did because wanted to see if possibly instead of giving Simon the extra stuff, maybe to give it to Maggie instead, because we know that she's on the up and up. Was that the play, if I remember correctly?
Well, something like that, but also mostly to know, like, many people seem to have been trying to poach information from this job, and well, that's what Simon said. So we asked her if she had any interest in that. She did, and offered us to do something like that, but we haven't made a decision yet.
What Simon says.
Yeah. Speaking of which, he's probably not going to be very happy that you ratted him out like that. So we better check our asses. Maybe some of those teams are going to come after us for what he promised.
Better check your six, as they say. All right. So.
Or look back at it. Check your six. Look back at it. Right. See, Duryea would have gotten it.
I must, I am not that encyclopedic, I suppose.
It's okay.
All right, so SRM 0506, take a chance. You left the meet, you had talked to Maggie, and you are heading out to bait and tackle.
Oh,
So we have to take marine vehicle.
Some sort of marine vehicle.
it's not yellow, and if you mention but if you mention it to the dwarf, he kind of gets snarky. So don't mention it. He says to Etienne.
Don't mention that it's yellow or that it's not yellow.
That it is yellow.
That it is yellow.
Well, if we're gonna do that, you two might want to change in your regular getup before we.
I feel so fancy right now. I think you'll like this.
I don't want to go swimming in this. I just got it. And by swimming, I mean mostly sinking.
Yeah.
Right. You think you got it dry by now? And what's his name again? I'm so sorry. I forgot his name.
Goober?
Goober. Okay. Is he goofy?
I mean, I don't know him that well. He mostly listens to music.
There's no SpongeBob fans in here, huh? It's a goofy goober. Rock.
All right, let's move on.
Right. So, are y'all stopping somewhere to change, or are you gonna change there, or are
we have
you...
everything we think we're gonna need down there? I mean, I'm kind of broke, but.
So I think that didn't they say they were covering the transportation?
They're covering the transportation and up to 3,000 from the vendor to purchase anything you might need to go into the water.
Okay. So we can do that there then. Purchase underwater survival equipment.
So, do you think he has a jacket that matches my Mortimer?
Probably not. You saw the diving suit you had to use last time we were down there, right?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, that I don't think he's got anything that matches your Mortimer.
And then remembering him, he looks to Etienne. He's like, "You go first this time."
I wasn't even there last time.
Exactly. That's why you need to go first this time.
I don't like that.
Satchel just starts to snicker and just kind of he's remembering when Goober kicked him into the lake.
All right. Well, where are you driving to, Gertrude?
Unless anyone has another stop they want to make, I guess just heading over to the bait and tackle shop. Etienne, do you need anything before we head over there?
The
plastic bag?
Yeah, we could stop as a staffer shack. I mean, I could try and waterproof the drone. Shove it in a plastic bag and tie it.
All right.
But if not, no.
Okay. So heading straight to the bait and tackle. Of course, you arrive, pulling up towards the docks in the marina where the bait and tackle is, and you see, the submarine just kind of floating there in the water, and you see Goober just kind of out front, tooling around one of his vehicles, one of the many vehicles that's parked out front. He's he's got his coveralls on. He's gruff looking dwarf. Cyber arms, kind of battered, both of them. He's got his ball cap. He's looking like Goober do. Yeah, he looks like he's pulling a couple of wooden crates out of the back of a GMC Bulldog, actually.
Alright.
What time of day is it?
I think it's kind of getting towards mid-afternoon.
Good afternoon, Goober.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. He kind of like looks at like Jen. I mean at Gertrude and Etienne, and it's like I'm here to call in that favor you owe us.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I'm I mean, I suppose I got a little bit of time. I'm waiting for some fellers coming down. They was some fellers coming down on some business, but until they get here, yeah, I'm happy to help you out.
I think I don't know about your prior arrangement, but we might be the people coming down here for business. Actually,
Oh, you're the ones that Sarah Silver Tits sent on down?
Silverleaf.
Yeah.
Silverleaf.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah. So maybe Satchel, you could keep that that little bargain that you were having for next time we need some.
Well, then rain check, Goober.
Rain check it is. All right. Well, great. I got some stuff here you might want to take a look at before we head out. You said you guys borrowed the wetsuits before, right?
Yeah.
Wetsuits. It was like an old school, like Jacques Cousteau, old school, like tube and iron helmet type thing.
Okay. That's actually not super old school. I mean, that's kind of like when people go pretty deep, that's what they wear still today.
Old school Jacques Cousteau-esque type stuff is quote unquote what our guest DM laid out for me. All right.
All right. Well, I trust that guy.
I trust him too, which is why I repeated it.
I mean, you know, cyberpunk, steampunk, it's only one word off, right? All right. So, yeah, he's like, he says he comes up to the crates that he kind of unpacked from the GMC Bulldog and pops them open. And so I got them same suit you got there. Got some harpooner guns, and you know, if you need our, I got well, I got what you need if you're planning on doing any swimming. Also, she said that if you're wanting it, we could go ahead and well, we'll take the sub out for a spin. Get on down there. You know, it's yeah. I like to take her down.
Well, it's good because we're for that, right? To accept the others, like, yeah, that's what we're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, that's the plan as I understand it.
I mean,
How long did it take you? How long did it take for you to get the submarine dry? Satchel says.
well, you know, I got all the tools and stuff I need. I got vacuum pumps and you know, it don't take long to do stuff. You need to get her done right. I got lifts over there. I pulled up out of the water, and yeah, I'm a stocked outfit out here. I know what I'm doing.
I know. I was just
Don't
curious.
insult the man.
I wasn't insulting him. I went down there. And I was just while I was down there, I was wondering. It's like it's going to take forever to get all this water out of this, and so like I was wondering. And since it didn't take forever, I was wondering how long it took.
Yeah, you just pull the drain plug out the bottom, and it just all flows out. Just remember when we're going down there, don't kick it, because then it'll all come back in.
And he is hyper aware of that and will be afraid of it from now on.
That's right. So, I mean, you know, and it's up and running. It's good to go. Got it patched up. Should be able to handle the pressure down in the lake. Ain't going, you know, Mariana's Trench diving, so should be okay. But yeah, we'll get down there and take care of it. So, you want to look through all this stuff here, or just anything you want to get?
Yeah.
I'm told that she gave you folks a little bit of a tab. So
Yeah, so then just show us what you got.
all right. So what he has is pretty much anything that is geared for underwater that isn't, if it's availability 12 or less, regardless of the legality, it's there. If it's higher than 12, then we'll see if it's there. So
Right, because it's known that there's a specific place in a book in Shadowrun 5e where all the aquatic stuff is.
yes, and also Run and Gun has additional stuff
that's
as
right.
well. So in the core book, we've got, this is where having like a list of it in the mission would have been useful.
For next
All right,
time.
here we go. For next time.
For next time.
All right. Here we go. Gear. Here's some gear. This gear, that gear, all gear. Clothing gear, electronic gear, sensor gear, B&E gear, survival gear. Actually, there isn't anything specific to diving so much in here. There is, I mean, in the survival gear, there's like diving gear, period. So diving gear is 2,000 for all of the gear. And that's just the standard gear. That doesn't include like a wetsuit. It's just like your air tank, your regulator, a face mask, the snorkel, fins, and an inflatable vest for like rising to the top.
Or in Run and Gun, there's the diving armor.
Yes.
Seems to be coming with what you need. Not sure.
So an enclosed breathing helmet, 900. Full face mask, 300. The dry suit that keeps you dry and insulated is 2,500.
Oh shit.
Diving armor is 1,750. And he does not have an Arctic diving suit just because why?
Fair enough.
So basically, a wetsuit will keep you warm when it's cold. All right. A dry suit is what you would use if you were like an operative or something that needed to not get all your stuff wet while you're diving, and then you get out of wherever you're at and you can open up your dry suit and underneath it you're dry, right? That's a dry suit.
I mean, that can be the kind of things that's useful when you're someone who relies a lot on electronics.
Yes. Or, you don't want to get your gun all waterlogged or whatever.
Yeah. So, I think I'll get the dry suit and
That's 2,500 for the dry suit.
shite. I don't even have something to breathe. Well,
It
I
comes
gotta-
with a face mask.
it comes with the face mask. Oh, nice. And also with my armor, I have it sealed, so technically I can breathe for an hour underwater.
Yeah.
So
So all you need is the dry suit.
here you go.
Okay. So dry suit for you. Are you purchasing that out of your funds, or are you?
I'm using. I don't have funds. I have 700 Nuians in my pocket, so I'm using that one.
Okay.
Look at that. Yeah, getting something else to make sure that my gear doesn't get wet, like it's super waterproof bag or whatever.
Sure.
How much does it cost to make my AK waterproof?
I mean, it's a little late for that, but
It's a time issue, not a price issue.
What about you, Satchel? What are you picking up?
I'll pick up a wetsuit, and as he's taking off his Mortimer, he is kind of like, Like
you could wear the Mortimer under a dry suit, and it won't get wet unless the dry suit gets damaged, and then you could get out and you'd be in your Mortimer. That's how it works. But
that's ridiculous. Let's do it. All right.
Okay. Let me take a look here at what you got. Because as soon as you get a wet dry suit and Thomas gets a dry suit, you've used up your 3,000, and you're into your own money.
I thought it was 3,000 a pop. So
no, it's not.
Oh, I also thought it was 3,000 a pop.
That's why I was like, that's why I wanted my jacket out of my cut.
She's thinking to herself that if you want to get swimming gear like what's in the core rule book to go diving, which is the diving gear that costs altogether $2,000. So like she's paying for half of it, I guess, if you didn't already have your own.
Sure. Okay. All right.
So I
feel like we missed an opportunity, friends. We should have gotten our 3,000 goodwill up front, along with the 3,000 for for cost and whatnot.
Maybe we can ask him if we can just rent it. Wait, make us a price for that?
Sure. How about this? You take what you need. I'll take the $3,000 from Sarah, and just don't break nothing.
And we'll do our best.
Sure. I mean, you break it, you bought it. That's all. But
so yeah, that sounds legit. And he kind of like pushes Etienne forward. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, all right. And if it gets broken and we're too poor to fix it, I'll help you fix it. How's about that?
Well, I mean, if you come back alive and everything's all good, I doubt you'll be poor.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But
especially, have we ever been poor after dealing with Sarah?
No, but I think I'm more on the side that if we come back alive from underneath the lake.
Well, if you don't come back alive, you don't have to pay, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh fuck.
I mean, I can't real argue with that. So we're all right. Well, yeah, get suited up here as you will. Get your elf friend there. Get him all suited up as well, and we'll pop up into the sub here in a few minutes and get on down beneath the waters.
Dennis already this drone. Come on, Bruno. Round on sack. Get in the fucking back. Get in the back. No, Aaron is pushing the bag away.
All right. So with that, everybody gets into a dry suit. Those of you who need air tanks, grab air tanks. You will be able to communicate as long as you're close to each other in the dry suits, because wireless gets really frazzled by the water. The noise just gets really high. So as long as you're close and you're in the water, you can speak to each other. And does anyone want to? He's got a couple harpoon guns.
Yeah, give me one of those. I want to. Never really use one, but if I'm swimming and for my life under the water, I want one from you.
So 2 questions. First question, do you have anything to help people who actually don't know how to swim?
Oh yeah.
Well, here's the problem with not knowing how to swim. See, you're not able to breathe if your head is under the water normally, and so you die. And if you just swing your limbs around, it doesn't work very good. So, but if you have air and stuff, it's a little bit easier to just at least get moving. Plus, you'll have fins on your feet. All you got to do is kick your feet around, and you'll get the hang of it.
Okay, that sounds like good advice. I'll learn to swim later, I suppose. The other question that I had for you was about lake life. Not living at the lake. That's another question for another conversation.
Yeah, because I enjoy it.
Right. I assume that you did. But the things that live in this lake, I assume it's not just like snakes.
It's not just snakes. Definitely there's fish in them waters too. And a big fish, some big fish, and bigger fish.
Are they fish that want to eat us?
Well, fish aren't really picky, right? If you fit, you're a meal for them. So you're probably better off than these other fellers here. So there's that. They're also not big on a fight, most of them. So you give them a good poke with a stick, long sharp stick, and a lot of times they'll just leave you alone. But that's fish.
Okay. So
Is there something else down there?
No, if you fit, you get bit. Okay. All right.
If you fit, you get bit. If anyone wants to make a Paracritters knowledge check, because Goober sure doesn't have that skill.
Paracritters? All right, let's see.
nope.
Paracritters, parazoology, or a logic -1 test. You can also do. Do a default to logic.
Can I spin that and do a Google search?
Absolutely.
So, gonna matrix search that.
So logic -1?
Yes. Logic -1. All right, let's see what I got here. There are definitely lots of things that live in the water that you are fairly certain you do not want to come across. So let me just go through and
Underwater combat work.
underwater combat,
Never mind. We'll just get to it if we come to it. My bad.
Is there all right, let's see here. Let me find, there's a couple more. Oh, that's fun. Maybe you'll run into one of those. You were not going to face anything until you had me look them all up.
Oh, that.
And now there are so many fun critters.
There really are.
All right. There are lots of bigger everything, first of all. So crabs, lobsters, things like that. So anything that would be in the ocean that is a crustacean or that is a mollusk, there are bigger ones. And by bigger ones, we're talking like as big as a truck, bigger ones. So, but mostly those are, along the seafloor. So not a big deal. There's sea harpies, but that's a sea harpy, not necessarily a lake harpy. You're pretty sure you're not going to find a kraken in the lake. Probably not going to find many whales. You don't think there's any sharks, but there might be some, like, giant awakened barracudas. That could be a thing. Mer people could be a thing. There are freshwater sea drakes and freshwater sea snakes.
And Nathan is
There's,
just listing these things as he's just looking for a list on Wikipedia.
There's sea leeches, which are horrific and definitely poisonous and toxic. There's weird plesiosaurs, and those could be in the lake. A Loch Ness monster.
Does anybody have
Yeah.
Tree Fitty?
And that's probably your biggest concern in the lakes here, is running across a Loch Ness monster. It says that there's not a lot, right? So they're territorial. They don't like to, they're not like in packs or anything. So
Is this one of those Great Lakes or one of those not so Great Lakes?
That's one of the great.
both. I mean, it is a Great Lake, but I mean, a lot of cities just kind of sitting on it. Years and years of putting their industrial waste into it.
There's a reason I don't go swimming, and that is it.
Fair enough. Well,
No? You go ahead.
hopefully we won't. You won't have to do any swimmering, because hopefully we'll be able to find a way to get you in without too much going into the water itself. I mean, I ain't doing no swimming.
That's
Yeah.
reassuring, I think.
I'll take it. Well, we ready to go then?
Satchel, after he says that, Satchel kind of like moves to the very back of the group.
All right. Well, here we go. As you walk up to the sub, you can see that it is patched up. There are plates that are welded on in various places where there are holes and breaches in the hull.
You test that in the water since
Sure. I got in and we tooled around out here in the marina. The diving systems work and everything's good.
All right. Want to make sure.
Yep.
Yeah, last time people just left the door open.
What?
No, but it's exactly like I said, friend. Like, the last time they just left the door open.
Satchel and I came down here to get some work done on Darcy, and while we were waiting, we did a little favor for Goober to retrieve this from the bottom of the lake, where someone had apparently left a door open, and that is not how submarines work. You shouldn't leave doors
Yeah.
open.
Well, good thing we know.
Keep the door shut.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the door shut. All right. Don't kick the drain plug. All right. He
There's
pops
so many
open the
rules.
hatch. Pops open the hatch and says, all right, well, I'm ready to go if y'all are ready to go.
Yeah.
That works for me. So where's this drain plug? He says as he starts to like make his way towards the submarine.
Oh, it's in the back there, next to the restroom. So that's the most dangerous part when you go back there. You gotta relieve yourself, and then you accidentally kick over the drain plug because you're not paying attention. Especially you're trying to stand there and hold your stuff, and then the sub kind of tips to the side or whatever, and then boom, people kick the drain plug out, and it's. Ooh.
Do we have any jugs? And so Satchel is looking around to see if he can find a couple of big milk jugs or something that he can find.
I don't think that's gonna help much when you're.
Oh, he just doesn't want to be anywhere near the bathroom now, so he's trying.
Oh, that's what you want to do with the. Oh God.
You could just go before we leave, like everybody else.
Yeah, you're right. But I eat so much and drink so much, my fluids come at weird times sometimes. I don't know.
All
but
right,
yeah,
that's a thing we've learned about you today.
Okay.
He kind of gets bashful, and then just gotta make sure that he's not in front of Goober when we get near the lake.
All right. As you get into the submarine, he closes the hatch behind you. Nico goes and lays against the bulkhead and just closes his eyes to try to see if he can get some of his 5 stun from the spirit summoning back. Goober heads to the front and then calls back, "Buckle up, kids!" It's pretty crammed in there because it's small. It's only like a 7-meter sub total, and the interior is pretty tight. Remember to keep your hands inside the vehicle at all times. Holler if you spot a Nessie or one of her cousins closing in on us, and for God's sake, no one, and I mean nobody, open the doors or kick the drain plug. That'll be real bad. With that, he remotely activates the pulleys holding the sub out of the water of the dock and lowers down. The engine turns on with a irregular hum, and the sub shudders several times as it begins to move forward slowly. For those who are into cars and vehicles and stuff, that is the sound of an unhealthy engine. But Goober gives you a thumbs up, indicating it's all just fine. And you pull into the greater part of the lake out of the marina, and then the sub slowly begins to descend into the murky water of Lake Michigan. And even though you're only getting about 20, 30, 40 meters below the water, you can hear the stress on the hull of the submarine as it kind of groans and creaks. The biggest metal plate that had been welded on, you can hear that's where the loudest sounds of popping and squealing and metal kind of bending sounds are going on.
Are you sure? Are you sure that this is are you sure that this is okay, Goober? He says as he's kind of shaking in the corner, trying not to drown.
Goober turns and he does something like this, and what?
This doesn't sound good.
What doesn't sound good? I ain't hear nothing.
And then
you got any spare metal plates that I could, in a pinch, he prepares his own welding torches?
I don't see why you need to do that, but just enjoy the ride. It'll be a minute, and then you see him do this again, and then he kind of turns and his head's bobbing.
Is there room for me to sit up close to where he is, sort of observe how he's driving this vehicle?
Or
is he cocooning it?
He's not cocooned, but he's definitely not got his hand on a stick.
Gotcha.
And he's just kind of rocking out. popping out. And for Gertrude, yeah, you can move around just like everyone else. It's just you're always kind of have to be hunched and head ducked. If you look out the windows, go ahead.
So Sasha's gonna be like, I'm not the only one that heard that, right? Like now he's like worried that. Yeah. So Gertrude heard it.
I did. It doesn't sound fabulous, but we're here now. So
as you look out of the windows, you can barely see more than a few meters beyond the sub. Water pollution this close to the shore is just horrible. However, it clears up slightly as you move out. Still dark. Visibility is definitely limited. But you begin to make out the lake floor below you. Occasionally, you think you see a dim shape moving in the water. But they're small, probably just fish or snakes. You do, Satchel, make a perception test.
Okay. Any modifiers?
No modifiers. It's pretty dark, so any modifiers would be undone by your negatives. All right, so A5. You see something out there in like just at the edge of your vision. And it's hard to know how big it is. Because you're not really sure what the edge of your vision is either. It's like, is it 10 meters? Is it 30 meters? And just as you're about to figure it out, you think it's got like a long serpentine sort of body. It just kind of wiggles to the side and then in a flash just disappears.
Get the harpoons ready. Get the harpoons ready. Did you see that? And like Satchel like points towards where he thought he saw the Nessie-esque type creature.
I didn't see anything, but I wasn't really paying attention. Sorry, I'm trying to see what Goober's doing over there, just in case.
At the end, did you see it? Okay.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I didn't see anything. I know. It's scary down here, but don't let your imagination play tricks on you.
I promise you. I know I played tricks. I played pranks in the past. It's not one of them, but I swear I saw one of these like long neck, wiggly wobbly dealies out here, and just be sure that your harpoon works. I mean, don't make sure it works, but like make sure it's in functioning order. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I will, buddy.
All right. Sub continues on. After about an hour, Goober touches under his ear and then says, it should be just up ahead. Got the lights on if you want to take a peek.
Please. Lights?
In the front of the submarine? Yeah, there's lights.
Oh, yeah, please.
I mean, they've been on the whole time. If you just have to look out the front. Yeah, they're not shining out the sides or the back, right?
Yeah.
So that he can see where he's going. If you look, yeah, you see that there's some large shapes that start to take form, kind of on the lake bed, hovering a little bit up. Obviously, man-made, look large enough to be buildings. Seems like you have found this aquology. You can see that there are. It's hard to make out the details, but you can see that there's 3 structures, if you will. There's a smaller structure. There's a very almost a large structure, and then there's a structure that is the middle structure looks like it's just been crushed and destroyed by this point. The larger structure of the 2 is really close to the bottom of the lake. It's on supports that are only a couple of meters, so it's just it would be a tight fit for like Gertrude to swim under it. Probably could, maybe would, catch something on a suit and rip it or what have you. It's the command structure itself is not very tall. It rests atop pillars that are much higher up. And then there was you see what looked like a sort of a neck-like structure that goes from one to the other, but it's definitely been blown out and kind of leaving the command structure part of it sort of tilted a little bit, but it looks like it's been there a while, sitting that way. So yeah, there's plant life. There's a lot of softball-sized, like they look like those little cactus that people get in those little cups and the little fuzzy cactus. Yeah. If everyone wants to make a perception test as you're looking out, go ahead. We're getting one from Satchel. Do we lose Satchel? We lost Satchel. He kicked over the drain plug.
Don't know.
He was so worried about it too.
Hmm.
Well, we'll wait because wait a little bit anyway.
On the Twitch chat, he says that his internet is going down. It looks like.
Oh no! Yeah. Well, let's real quick find out if Nico gets any health is back. Wow. That was a really good nap for Nico. All of the stun was recovered.
Damn,
Okie doke.
I wish my naps were as effective as that.
Yeah, right? Like, that was really good.
All right. Well, do we want to move forward, or do we want to take an early break to wait?
Let's take an early break. Let's take 10 right now and see if Chris is back. And if Chris isn't back, we'll move forward.
Okay.
Without. So we'll see everybody in 10 minutes. All right, everybody, we are back. Unfortunately, it looks like Chris has not resolved whatever internet issues he's got going on. So we're going to continue for now, and hopefully he'll come back on shortly. Yeah, shortly. Back to getting into the place. So, yes. The smaller of the two also seems to have a means of entry that doesn't require you to swim. So at that point, Goober's kind of got the submarine just kind of floating in place. And looks back and what are you thinking?
Well, if there's no way to connect to it and just go in, I guess we're gonna have to go for a swim.
Well, I mean, if you don't want to swim, there's a moon pool entrance. I think in that one right there, I can see it a little bit, and
Oh, well, yeah.
She did say something about a pool, didn't she? I had it written down in my notes about enter pool from below with a question mark. So there's no telling where that came from.
Oh, yeah, session notes that are always super clear.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Well, up to you guys. Nico, feeling a lot better, takes a quick peek into the astral, and finally comes back. Well, he says the big one's got a very large astral barrier around it. So,
is that something we need to worry about? Like that, I mean, maybe you?
it should be okay, but it might indicate that there's something there.
Is there a way to get to from the small building to the big building without having to go back out in the water?
It does not appear that way. It looks like the way you would normally get there would be through the through whatever that passage is between the top,
but it's
top
broken
and the bottom. It is broken at a point, yes.
Gotcha. Etienne, can you? I know things get weird underwater. Is there any way for you to tell, like, because we're just looking for this data core thing?
I can try, but I don't think I can see much further than a little bit around the sub.
Also, make a matrix infrastructure or matrix knowledge skill roll.
Matrix infrastructure. Aha.
So this structure is pre-wireless.
Oh, okay. Like even if I could see that far in the water, things back then were plugged in. It wasn't like, yeah. When they developed the Matrix 2.0, that's when the shift and it gets into like monologue about like before I had a charm, but right now it's opened up to a billion other things that we can do with wireless and so on and so on. So yeah, if I want to use my deck and my matrix knowledge, so to speak, I'm gonna have to plug in.
I mean, that's a good thing to know, right?
It is. Doesn't mean, yeah. Maybe I'll be able to spot power fluctuating through the air, but yeah, I'm surely not going to be able to connect. And got me thinking, how does a drone work? Oh, okay, they're using radio wave instead, or something like that, if I remember correctly.
So I think that we start in the smaller building.
Yeah.
And just for two reasons. First, because if there's something living in the big building, because there's an astral barrier, that sounds like that might be extra work. Also, it looks like it's going to be a tight fit for me to be under that building. And if we're supposed to be entering these buildings through these pool things, start with somewhere that's easier for me to get in.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's go to the easier, well, quote unquote, easier one first.
Okie doke. Right on then. I'll pull us up into this this little moon pool here. All right. Real quick. And so yeah, it does seem that the only way into this facility does appear to be the moon pool. They don't have, a front door or anything. Much to Satchel's surprise and confusion somehow, yeah. But the opening is definitely large enough that the mini sub can surface, allowing relatively dry access to the module. According to Goober's sensors, the air should be breathable, so he lets you guys crack the airlock of the sub. The air is cool, but very stale. Very stale. With the incredibly strong smell of rotting fish. Need you to go ahead and make a composure test. Okay. There. And put you in there. Whoa, ginormous.
Considering the foul smell of the air and not wanting to use his air tank just yet, Etienne's gonna pop off his suit helmet and replace it with his what is this mask that has a respirator in there. No filter might make it a little bit more palatable.
Maybe. That is definitely a possibility. So, all right. So you should be able to see just this one room that you're in. The submarine itself is providing light. There's several weird plants and mosses and the like kind of growing in the various cracks in the floor. There's metallic walls. You can see there's a port that kind of peers out into the water beyond. Some sort of device for lifting or pulling things out of the water, it looks like. And yeah, that's kind of what you got. Got some double doors up here in front of you. The only light is the light coming from the sub.
Okay, Etienne is gonna turn on the little flashlight on his that he has attached to his armor that was given to him by a friend time ago.
Okay, so you have a flashlight on your armor. Just a regular flashlight?
I think that's what she gave me. Check.
Okay.
Yep, just a good old flashlight.
I've got a thermographic flashlight.
Okay.
Oh, well, if you have a thermographic flashlight, maybe we should just use that. And then I have, I think I have that either in my contacts or in my map.
So you are going to just rely on the thermographic?
Let's do both just to be sure. What do you think, Gertrude?
Yeah, I think because the regular flashlight shouldn't mess with my eyes.
Okay. So both regular and
Got it. Okie doke. All right. Nico, make sure that he can see properly. Okay. And Satchel. I think Satchel has at least low light vision. Let's take a look. Low light vision. Okay. All right. That should all be settled at that point. So here you are in this room.
Right. Have a quick look around and see where we can go. There's a few like little cracks like there. Is there a window there that I can see behind or
So
oh right there.
yeah, so it's not a window. This is like where the wall has broken down. But yes,
Oh.
as you can see, you can kind of see through it.
Okay.
If you put your
Just wanna
flashlight
make
through.
sure that
Yes.
then let's go have a look up there.
Now, what you should be able to see, however, is this thing. Doot, doot. For whatever reason, the submarine not properly emitting. Oh, I think I know why. Okay. All right, we're good. Okay.
All right, I'll try and go have a look up there. Nice squeeze next.
Yeah, you can squeeze through there. Yeah, you can squeeze across there. You're looking out into the water at that point, just peering out into the lake.
All right. Oh. Try and take a peek in there. Don't think I see much.
So the top of your token, there's that little stick that sticks out. So that is the direction of your vision, just so you know.
I was wondering why Etienne kept disappearing from my vision.
Yeah, because he's walking behind you.
All right, I'm gonna come over next to that big door and try and assess it, see if kind of door is it? Is it open? Can we open it?
It's a sliding door that opens into a track. There's a panel, a button. Looks like you would push it, and that would be what opens the door. But there's no power.
Do we want to try and pry it open?
Good. I can see if I can like power it up using something to plug into that control panel. So Dan's gonna get to work on that. See if he can either plug into it to power it up via comlink or stack, or maybe if necessary, pop the panel open and start playing with wires or whatever.
All right, so you want to try to open the panel up and power it with what?
A comlink.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know. Thomas doesn't know a lot about futuristic panel sliding doors. So I was just listing the kind of thing that Etienne would try before. So if you can just plug in and power it up with something, if not, I don't know. Could even use my drone.
So you feel like your drone might have enough power to open it. Your comlink would not. So it would take an industrial mechanics check to get that hooked up.
All right, let's do. Is that gonna make it so my drone is like powered down for the rest of the time I'm here?
Nope.
Is that no?
It's just gonna. I mean, while your drone's powering the door, it's not gonna go anywhere. But
Okay. All right, I can do that. Industrial mechanics, go. That's not great, but
all right. So you managed to get the panel off. You start kind of trying to get it plugged in if you can, and go ahead and make another roll. -1. This is an extended test, so. Okay. Yeah, so you're trying to figure out like which wire goes to what, how to get it all to work together. So keep going. It's about 10 seconds per test, so it's not taking too long.
there we go.
Yeah, with that you manage to make you get the kind of this eureka moment, and you feel like you're really close to getting it set up. You just got to make sure that you didn't get one part of it wrong. Go ahead and make the next roll. All right. You got it set. You're pretty sure you got everything right. Now's the moment. You got to plug it into your drone and see if you got it.
Excuse me, Bruno, and I plug it in, apologizing to the drone before I submit it to. Oh, yeah.
So make the roll.
I do it again.
Yeah, you got to make the roll. Okay. There's a humming, and the light on the panel starts to kind of flicker. Do you want to open the door?
Well, I think I'm ready. I don't know what's behind that, so I'm just gonna put my deck back into my dry suit. And well, we're ready. And has his finger in the air, waiting for the okay from someone else.
It's a much better plan to open it the way it's supposed to than break it. So I say let's go for it.
All right, I press the button.
You press the button, and it slowly opens with a couple of shutters, and then you hear just this screeching sound of like metal on metal, but it does indeed slide open, revealing the area beyond.
Right, and he's gonna get his AK ready and peek inside.
Fun with dynamic lighting. All right. Satchel moves up. Eco kind of moves up. Goober waves at you from the hatch and says, "I'm just going to be in here. Just knock on the top when you get back."
Okay.
And then he closes the hatch and gets inside.
Not exactly sure how that works, but I don't feel like leaving my drone just sitting here. So I think Etienne is gonna try and jam the door open with something.
Well, it's powered, so you feel like if you unpower it, it will just stay open.
Okay, well then unplug the thing, and
Yep. Yeah. You just hear the electrical hum going through that system stops.
right. Well, let's move in.
All right. It is an eerie feeling as you enter inside of this submarine. Let's see. There's an occasional groan, maybe creaking of metal as just the water, the movement of the water, is always sort of pushing on the structure. The floor is slick. You kind of have to move carefully. If you move any faster than your walking speed, there's definitely a chance you're going to slip and fall and bust your skull. It smells horribly. There's strange plant life kind of growing up around here and about. The air is breathable. You figure maybe you could probably be down here a couple of days before running out of air, unless the air systems were somehow made to be functional. There's a few signs in Japanese kind of over some of the doors.
Not tabernac. I've been useful to bring one of these, and at least download one of these little like Japanese phrase book.
Yeah, Satchel says that he doesn't know how to speak or read it, and neither does Nico.
And neither do I.
Keep talking about these samurai movies. Can't even. Right. Let's stay together and explore. Says Etienne as he joins Gertrude.
All right. So you start to sort of maneuver through. Okay. Let's see here. Okie doke. So, as you move forward as quietly as you can, or not quietly, is anyone trying to be sneaky as they walk, or quiet? And if you are, make a the appropriate check.
I mean, I can try. Could have been much worse.
Could have been much worse.
I'm clearly very concerned about these wet floors.
Okay. All right.
So, Etienne, what's the best sort of strategy you feel for exploring this dark and definitely not spooky, watery grave that we're in?
Let's say stick together. Let's move little by little and try to make sure we don't. Be careful where we walk.
All right.
I say we could start back there on the left, make our way down there, and then see what we can get on the other side. What do you think?
Sounds like a good plan.
All right. Make perception tests. Thatcher will also make a perception test. And it's going to be at -6. This particular one. You can add any sound filters or one for spatial recognizer as well.
There you go.
Let's see. As you are starting to move in that direction, Satchel stops and turns. What was that?
Well, what was what? What's happening? Is this another neck thing?
Satchel says, I heard something over there.
And which direction is over there?
He points, so he's behind you, so he kind of points off to the right side. So if you turn, you can see which direction he's looking. Takes a couple of steps in that direction. Down there. Something.
In this this little opening area? Like beyond that, or
He just points ahead, somewhere down this hallway, I guess.
Be careful.
well, Satchel said he heard something and he's got good ears, so
Let's go and have a look. But
All right. So the three of you start kind of trooping around this way. All right. You don't see anything. Make perception tests again. This time at -3.
that's amazing.
So Satchel kind of stands for a minute, and maybe it wasn't anything. Maybe just hearing things.
I mean, there are lots of things to be heard that are happening right now, but we certainly don't want to discount anything.
Okay.
is that a door back up there?
Maybe you'd have to get up there and shine your light to be sure.
It's gonna go up. Yeah. Go a little bit closer.
Okay.
Is that close enough to see if it's a?
I mean, you're looking at it.
Looks like something different than a door. This is a door. This is closer and have a better look. Oh yeah, no, it has the little size and stuff. This is a door. What's that thing underground right there?
Some weird plants. They're spongy and squishy.
All right. Well, now that we're here, you guys want to have a look up there and maybe right here?
Yeah, I mean, we can't really stay in this room forever, right?
Yeah.
Satchel says, "Hey, this makes me think about a trid I saw, and they were exploring underwater, and there was aliens. They killed everybody. Well, except the one person.
The aliens killed everybody, or they killed all the aliens? That's very
No,
important.
the aliens killed everybody except
Mhm.
the one. You know, the one person always gets away.
Why would aliens be underwater?
Was it a world made of water?
No, it was our world, but maybe they weren't aliens. Maybe they're just some sort of weird fish monsters, but like they look like aliens.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you come from all the way up there. Why would you? Let's move on.
Maybe the aliens came from a water world. It was called the Trench. I remember.
Never heard of it.
There's been a lot of trench talk in the last 2 hours. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
All right. So what are you doing there, Etienne?
Well, let's investigate that door. Start with that.
All right. So same situation. There's a panel. There's it's not powered. This is not a double door like the other one. It's a single door. It does still look like it slides into the wall, though.
Right. Well, check my back for whatever Satchel heard, and I'll get back to work. See if I can open that one up.
Satchel, like, oh yeah, and he turns around to keep an eye out in the direction.
Remember, watch our 6. Oh wow, that's bad.
But not bad enough.
Yeah, it was close though. Oof.
Was close.
Well, it keeps on going.
Okay. You get mostly through the panel at this point. You're feeling pretty good about it. Actually, it's very similar to the other one. So
Okay. Other 2.
all right. Yep. You feel like you got this one all set up. If everything's good, you should just be able to plug it in.
Plug it in.
You plug it in. And the door slides open.
Plugs the ground and gestures to the other. Après-vous. After you. That's what.
All right. So Gertrude takes a step in and shines her flashlight around, and
It looks like another water tank.
so that's a portal. It's just a window to the outside.
Oh, okay. It's a big window in here, and some more of those weird plants.
Huh. Weird. Small room with one window to the outside. Sort of observatory or an office, maybe? Oh, there's a chair. Yeah, maybe an office.
everybody likes offices with windows, even when you're underwater, I guess.
I mean, yeah, that is pretty cool. Let me see if I can get the door up there working. Getting next to this one over there and see if there's something you can do about it.
All right. So heading over to the next door there. It's the same, again, same situation.
Go.
All right. So you've pulled the plate off. This one's a little bit trickier. It's just because it's kind of tucked in the corner, but the step should be the same. Go ahead.
Well, tabarnak, let's go. List of he's unhappily working on.
Okay.
Is there
Yeah,
anything I
you're-
can do to help you, Etienne, on these?
I mean, are you proficient in industrial mechanics?
No, I know cars. That's about it.
And on this one, you definitely would not be able to, just because there's no room for both of you to kind of be crouched in front of it.
Slowly but surely getting there.
Yeah. You've got it pulled out. You're pretty sure you've got the right wire ready. Kind of a moment of truth here. Yeah, you get that pulled out and the door slides open.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
Well, Satchel's fears have been allayed, I guess. This looks like some
What's
sort of
there?
bathroom.
Oh, I kind of have to go.
I don't know if this is in working order, sir. You may want to wait.
It can't smell any worse in here.
Yeah, all right.
All right. I mean, I can still close the door back and let you out after, but
I mean, he goes and takes a look. Oh, there's no toilet paper. I can't. No seashells either. All right.
unplugs the drone and let's keep on moving.
All right. So as we get moving here, we're going to take a quick narrative pause, not a break, but we're going to bring Duryea online because Duryea has appeared in the game. And I see that Duryea is wondering what the hell is going on because he sees the map and it's like, WTF. Okay, so of course, your mission was to go into this underwater facility, right? And so you guys got into the submarine that Goober had. And it took about an hour to get down there, so you were able to take a rest. I rolled that for you. You got 6 hits on it, so you are fully, completely rested and healthy. All right, so what's going on now is your token here in the middle of the room. If you look at it, if you click on your token, you'll see that it opens up, and then like in the direction that your head is pointing, there's a stick that kind of sticks out. If you grab that stick, you can turn your token and spin it around a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you grab that and you spin it up, you can. So this is your vision. Like this is what you can see because you have low light vision.
I can see better than them.
You don't need a flashlight to see, but yes, that's pretty much what's going on. Is that you're able to kind of see in this direction area in front of you. So yeah, so that's your vision. If you turn, this right here is a door that's been opened. So if you can see through it, it means it's been opened. Or like if you turn this way, you can kind of see, like if there's a crack in the wall, you could see through the crack in the wall. So,
I knew
so
this nocturnal stuff was going to come in handy one day. I knew it.
So, of course, that's the submarine you guys just got out of. You're in a moon pool. You're in this facility. It smells like fish. It's really rank and dank, and everyone's kind of a little bit on edge as they're moving around. So I'll move you to where everyone is because that's where. Apparently, they found a bathroom just now.
In an underwater.
There.
Okay.
I mean, if you're in an underwater facility for long periods of time, you probably have to go to the bathroom.
True.
So, all right. So now that you're caught up and you understand how this darkness system is working, let's get back into it.
Hey guys.
Hey,
How was the bathroom?
There's no toilet paper, Satchel says.
No toilet paper. Why don't you just, we're underwater. You can just use your hand and wash it off. I won't tell.
Satchel
soap eater.
Satchel kind of shudders a little bit at that. It's like there's some sort of memories going on.
What's that face, Satchel?
Hmm?
What's that face you just made?
He says, not all of us always had a bathroom where we lived.
I mean, if the bathroom in your apartment is busted, I can fix it for you. You know that, right?
No, that one's fine. It's
Okay.
Satchel says that one's awesome. I love it. It's the best. And it has toilet paper.
Are we
Okay.
talking about some sort of childhood trauma, Satchel?
No.
Okay.
It's quiet.
So what's up, guys? What are we doing?
Well, we're trying to explore that place and find what we need. We doubt in the core, the information core that we're looking for is probably not in this one, but it'd be dumb not to look and go straight for the one who has that thing you saw in the astral that you should probably know about. There's a mana barrier around the other part of that building underwater. That's weird. You told us that.
Did I also tell you how to get the barrier down?
Not really, no.
So mostly you can just pass through it as long as you don't have anything magic or up, right? So like you'd have to power down your foci and whatever, and then you could just go through it, and then on the other side you could power things back up and it'd be just fine. But if you tried to like get through with stuff up, so like your quickened spell that you have, you would have to try to sneak through it or force your way through it. If you force your way through it or do anything that like breaks it or damages it, whoever owns it will know. So that's the tricky part about that.
So it would be smarter for me to bring it down and then try to put it back up, but I don't know what's on the other side of it.
Yeah, to bring your stuff down, but you can't because you have a quicken spell. You would lose that spell.
What do you mean, a quicken spell?
You have a spell that's cast that's like permanent, right? So that you never have to cast it. Yeah, and so if you were to go through that, you would have to undo that, which means you'd lose a karma point, but it's not the end of the world.
We're not losing no karma. So I can try to sneak through it.
Yeah, but you're not there yet. Right now, you're in this other. You're in the other. So that was for the one building. You're in the other building that doesn't have that around it.
We wanted to explore that one first, so we'd be done with that before we try the other one. Seems spookier.
Yeah, also this is the smaller one, so it should take less time to go ahead and clear it out.
Yep, we're so spooked, we're moving slow.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. Bum, 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 bum.
We have a look at that door right there. I want to keep on moving and exploring.
Yeah, I think this one door at a time technique is going to be our best bet.
All right. As you are moving towards that door, go ahead and make a will plus logic test, Etienne.
Oof. I'm gonna edge that because I don't know what's going on, but I don't want it. So, willpower plus logic.
Yeah, that was a harsh roll. Okay, you get this kind of wave of nausea, just a little bit, kind of like rise up, and just that sort of dizzy feeling that you get, like when you stand up too fast. But it passes.
Ugh. The filter on that thing is working, and he taps on his mask.
Everybody make a perception test. This is a sound perception test to see if you hear something.
Do you have any modifier?
Nope, this is just for sound, so you're not going to see anything. It's just to see if you hear something. So you do hear, it sounds like water trickling, just down ahead of you down the passage there.
I was gonna do the end motion to stop me. Like, there's water trickling back there. Let's be very, very careful about what we do.
That trickling sound stops after maybe 20 seconds.
That moves forward in order to see if we can find the leak and stay away from it.
Okay. So for you, Duryea, if you just move the token kind of in the direction and just try not to cross any walls that you can't see through.
I wanted to. Can I go into astral vision really quick?
You can.
I want to look in the direction of the water, wherever that was, in astral vision.
That direction.
Yes.
Okay. So as you turn on your astral vision, you can see the outlines of your team members pretty visibly.
Mm-hmm.
There is this plant life, so that's kind of fluorescing a little bit, but you don't actually see any other aura that indicates that something is there.
Mm-hmm. Can I walk while I'm looking in astral?
You can. It's just if as long as you're walking, you're fine. But if you need to like run or do something crazy, then there's a chance you could like trip over something. That's all.
Right. I'm gonna walk right to in front of Etienne.
Okay.
I have a little more visual.
All right. So as you're looking there, you don't quite see anything yet. This has got to be this. Making a quick change. Okay. There. Yeah, you don't see anything that triggers on your astral.
And then if I was a person there, I would see them still just as a blob.
Yeah, if there was a person there or if there was someone there, you would see them. There is no way they would hide from you.
So I'll tell them that I don't really sense anybody else up here, and I don't see anybody in astral. And guys,
I mean,
I'm telling them that.
yeah, down this hallway and up to the point that you're at. Yeah.
Yeah.
When the water stopped, when we stopped hearing the water, did it sound like it was like a slow sound to stop, or did it cut off suddenly?
It felt sudden.
Okay. I was thinking it might be like the air system or something, like how sometimes air conditioning units will make that sort of watery noise, but it stopped real sudden, so I don't know if that's actually what it is or not.
And would they do that when they are not working?
I mean, if it was leaking, maybe, but then it wouldn't stop. So those were the thoughts I had.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up next to Nico and start looking around.
All right. Go ahead and make perception tests if you like.
Etienne sees nothing.
You don't see anything. You also don't hear anything in particular. It does seem fairly quiet.
Let's move forward and see. Get to the end of the corridor.
Right. One moment.
Back up there.
Okay. As you're moving up, you hear the clattering and crashing of glass behind you the way you came. Satchel, of course, whips around, frightened.
Satchel, what did you do?
He says, nothing. I didn't touch anything.
It's behind us, you said?
Yes, there's something behind you. And as you're looking, for those who turn, you do see something.
Oh, I thought, oh my God, that was scary. It was just Gertrude. No, I literally saw the token when I turned, and it was right behind my character, and I was just like, "Oh!" It took me a minute to realize what that was.
You're like, "Oh no!" All right.
That's clearly where this is going, where something's gonna like jump out at us. Oh my God, guys! I see something. Did y'all see that?
Satchel's like, "Oh my gosh, what is that?" It's as he backs up.
Initiative?
I don't know. What are you doing? There's a something ahead of you.
I'm gonna flash into astrovision really quick.
Flashing into astrovision, you do see that there is some sort of
spirit
astral signature there. Making a sensing test.
Can I kill it?
Okay, so it is not a spirit. You're not sure what it is. It looks like it could be a spell effect.
Can I roll magical threats?
You can magical threats or any sort of magical sort of knowledge skill you have. Yes. As this happens,
Better roll than that.
Satchel screams like a little girl and just darts off, runs between Gertrude and Nico, finds a way to squeeze through this area right here and goes inside.
Satchel, why are you? And Etienne takes his gun and points it forward.
All right. And Nico, you can see another aura here, but then it fades from sight.
In the astral?
Yes, in the astral. There was an aura up here.
And then it showed up and then it left.
Well, it was there as you kind of came up and you were looking. You saw it like around the corner, like kind of around this corner up ahead. And then it sort of, it not like fade, like disappeared, but like it's kind of around a corner. So it just kind of left, right? So
Right. Okay.
that's what it looked like.
I want to engage with these things. I just don't know if they're hostile.
It's moving towards you and it like seems to grow out these arm appendages and is like doing this and going.
Nico,
I know it's not a spirit. It's not something that's corporeal either, right?
I mean, you can't tell. You see it. That's what it looks like. Except it's got like that's the sounds it's making.
I wish you. That's such a weird thing. Did I buy spells? I bought lightning bolt.
You did.
Shit, I can't shoot under.
I kind of want to hit it with a lightning bolt, like a low level one, though, just to see what happens. Because it might be an illusion.
Okay.
Like that one time.
Okay. What force would you like to cast lightning bolt at?
20. No. I don't want to do a high force because I don't know if it's real, but then I also don't want to like tease at it and then it like kills me. So what's a good force? You think like a 6? I don't want to drain either. Okay, Danny's not
sure,
helping me
6.
Anymore. Okay, I'll go to 6.
All right. You hit it with the lightning bolt. You just have 2 drain. That's all you got. Drain is fine. And the lightning bolt passes right through it, hits this like shelf full of stuff behind, which scatters things into the air, pulverizing some of whatever was on there. But this thing is still just going.
So this is an illusion.
It's impervious to your magic.
It's not impervious to my
You must
magic.
escape. That Satchel's like, we gotta get out of here.
Even if it was impervious to my magic, it would have still hit him. It wouldn't have gone through him. It went through him. It's an illusion.
You feel certain about that. And then everyone make a perception test.
But listen, guys, while we're doing that, if this is an illusion, that means someone cast this thing and sent it here. So we're probably not alone.
You guys hear this crash of something falling over coming from, well, for Etienne, it's coming from like over here somewhere. I don't know if you can still see my pings when it's in there.
I can.
Okay. And if and also maybe from up here, if you're up here, it's almost coming from like all directions for Gertrude and Nico.
So, Nico, can you unillusion it?
It's an illusion. It can't hurt us. Just ignore it.
Were the sounds an illusion, or is there some of them all over the fucking place and he turns
Well, I mean,
there with a shovel?
wait, Danny, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about my shows and stuff. Illusions can't hurt you, right?
Illusions generally can't hurt you. If you wanted to try to dispel it, you could try.
How would I've never dispelled anything.
So you have the counterspell skill.
I do.
So you're going to roll that plus magic.
Oh, plus magic. Let me try it again.
Mm-hmm.
How do I do plus magic?
It should be automatic. It should be automatic. Conjuring group.
Yeah.
It's already set to magic. Yeah.
So then that's what I rolled.
Yeah. Just click. Oh, yeah. As you do that, you unbind the mana, and it actually dissipates, and that sound that it was making goes away as well. That other sound was like something crashing over. So
Right.
that was a different sort of sound. And with that, let's take a quick 5 minutes because I do have to. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Just had to take care of that business real quick. So yeah, the thing has disappeared. There was a crashing sound, and Satchel is hiding in this other room.
Get back next, Satchel. Come out of there. Tim's gonna back up near the wall, try and talk to him.
Yeah, Satchel says, "Nope, I'm good right here. Just gonna stay here."
Satchel, it's
It
an
appears-
illusion and it's gone.
Yeah, Nico saved us.
There was no threat. I mean, you're tripping. The bigger thing is that there's somebody down here trying to scare us away.
He pops out and he looks around. He takes a deep breath. So, what do we do next? He asks.
Was the data core in that room you hid in?
Not unless it's a spongy plant thing or boxes in a shelf.
Well, that's one less room we have to look in, I guess.
I guess.
I can go have a quick look. Move away, Satchel. And he's just gonna squeeze past them and investigate that room real quick. Checking said boxes.
Yep, there's just old moldy boxes full of, you don't even know what it is. Whatever it was in the 20 years being in here in this kind of wet atmosphere, it's turned into lumpy, gooey, slimy stuff.
All right. Gonna peek around that corner here.
Yep, looks like another room. Squeeze through into there, and it looks like this just like the wall got rent somehow in here, and so
Yeah, no, there's nothing in here. Keep exploring and get the frag out of here as soon as we can.
all right. It's definitely a creepy, spooky sort of place.
Doesn't seem to be anything in that corner, so I think our next
Nope.
move is
Gertrude, let's get a logic plus willpower. As you take a step forward, make an agility -2 check.
And just straight agility, no other.
Right, just
Attributes.
straight agility. Yeah, -2. You almost slip and fall you manage to kind of catch yourself in that way people do when they're on the ice, you know. But you're feeling a little bit dizzy. The plants, they seem to kind of be like waving back and forth now. Everywhere that you're kind of looking at them. There's like some glass on the ground up front. It looks like it's sparkling and scintillating at you.
This is I was trying to be careful, but y'all be careful. It's real slippery over here.
Yeah, everything is kind of wet, and he moves his feet a little bit. Move forward a little bit.
Okay. The doors to the left appear to be some sort of. You see a call button, actually. So it doesn't have the same panel as the other doors.
It was probably either an elevator. Did we see something when we approached with the sub? Did we see something that was going?
Yeah, there's some sort of connecting tube between the two, from where you're at, which is above, to the thing below that had the hole.
So okay, yeah, that's the thing that's broken. So yeah, let's not open that one. Maybe it would have the same effect as the pool back there, or not. I'm not sure. I don't want to take the chance. Might fuck up the balance of the pressure, and then. Anyway, let's not touch it. Let's have a look at this one.
Okay.
Keeps like scanning around before he puts his attention to one door. And yeah, he's gonna get the tools off the drone and start working.
All right. As you're doing that, as you're working on that, Nico, from the direction you're seeing, you see like an aura start to. The best way to describe it is to just sort of trickle around this corner. Like, it's as if like someone had aura in a cup and had poured it onto the ground, and it's like kind of streaming down a little bit, and it stops as it gets kind of just around this corner, and then it trickles in reverse away.
How is that possible? Can I roll magical threats again?
You can. I mean, it looked like water.
But it was an aura.
Definitely.
How is that possible?
Well, you can only see auras right now, right? So if there was water on the ground trickling, you wouldn't have seen it. So
Right.
It's something that is water-like,
aura,
but is magic.
and I guess that's all I can.
Yeah, I mean, everything else you'd have to deduce from there. Everything seems quiet as you get the door open. Again, well, and then suddenly there's a loud screeching sound of metal grinding on metal, but
Shovel at the ready. He peeks around the corner and starts looking. Oh. Interesting machinery. Gonna walk in and try and study what that is and what it's supposed to do.
I mean, it's make a industrial mechanics or hardware or knowledge of industrial mechanics roll.
Machine parts, industrial manufacturers, plumbing.
Machine parts and industrial manufacturers would be good.
All right.
Machine parts would be the best, actually, at this point.
All right. Okay, and no stuff.
This is a generator room. So this is the controls for the generator that probably powers this entire, at least this upper module that you're in.
Hey, guys, found the power generator. Not sure it still works and what it would power, but we know where it is now.
I mean, yeah, that's not a place where the thing we're looking for would be.
Probably not. I mean, don't know if there's still something to generate power from, but sure would make our life easier if we could see and open doors.
You think we should try and turn it on?
Not sure. Could cause trouble considering like any gesture behind them. The elevator door that's back there. If some reason that opened, that might, yeah. Let's keep it how it is. But if we ever end up stuck in this little place and we want to power something up to make sure we can get out, that's an option. Comes back out and keeps exploring. Let's start at the bottom this time.
All right. So, as you're doing that, Nico, that same sort of trickling thing suddenly kind of trickles down, and then it's like it stays along the wall, but it sort of like rushes past you in a stream. The stream is about maybe 3 meters long as it goes down, almost like a snake of water that then curls around this corner right here.
That
Etienne, make a willpower plus logic check.
I'm following it. Can I just want to flash out of astral vision really quick and just see what's there outside of astral vision.
As you're looking, it looks like a stream of water is just shooting around the corners here.
Okay, I'm gonna go back in astral vision, and then I want to do a sensing.
Okay, making a sensing check as at -1 because it's like moving quickly. So you're trying to catch it before it kind of gets out of your sight. All right, you are fairly certain that is a spirit.
Like a spirit, like my dogs.
Yeah, but not like your dogs in that it's not dog shaped.
If it's a spirit, how am I not being able to see it as a spirit like I normally would?
Well, because it's not like sitting there looking like a spirit. It's like shaped so weirdly, but like, so normally what you're doing is you're always a sensing when you see stuff, right? So if there's like something trying to hide its nature, that's when I want you to roll. If it's a spirit that's just being like, I'm a spirit, then, you know, you just look and there's a spirit. But like, I don't like if you're looking at a person and then you switch into a sensing, I'm not going to make you roll to tell you what kind of person that is, like if it's a human or a troll, because you already know, right? But if you walk into a room of sensing, they're just auras. The troll's obvious because the trolls are big, but then I need you to roll a sensing to even know if it's a dwarf or a human or an elf or whatever, right? So it's the same sort of thing here. Like if it was shaped like vaguely man-like and doing things, you would have known more that it was a spirit at that moment. But since this just looks like a weird snake of water, it's
Can I sense anything about its ability, its amount of power? Like, is it like its level or anything like that?
At the 2, no. It's, you don't reckon it's kind of smallish. I mean, it just looks like you know, it's only 3 meters long and it's very thin, so it's smallish. You don't think it's got a super high force.
I want to talk to it.
I mean, you can. It's just talking.
Hey. Spirit. Yon Spirit.
So that's happening as you guys hear Nico calling out to Heian Spirit. Satchel says, I knew it. I knew something was here. And then ducks around this corner.
Let him do his stuff. Sometimes, well, most of the time, he's pretty good with spirits. Says Etienne, he's clutching his shovel.
The spirit hid for me just now.
Yeah, just it shot around this corner here.
Do I see it now?
As you come around the corner, yes.
Ooh, not close.
Make a reaction plus intuition test. And all of you can make this reaction plus intuition test, actually.
What a shitty roll.
That was not good.
I have the shovel ready. The spirit's gonna get bunked.
All right, everybody go ahead and make, select your token and make an initiative check.
Bunking time. Oh shit, yeah, it is.
All right, and then I'm going to, subtract 10 from Nico because you were surprised. So Satchel is like, "What? Hey, what's going on?" As Nico rounds the corner. So that's Satchel's action. Is nothing. Etienne, as you're where you're at, you see Nico come around this corner, and then you see this like well of water rise up.
That bad neck, and I sense the danger there, so Etienne is gonna
Run up and shovel it.
yeah, we're with the dynamic. Oh, it's right there. Hey.
Yes.
So yeah, he's like he sees water, but it's not clear, so he just like moves Nico out of the way and gets the shovel ready. And turns around, like, oh shit, right there.
Okay. Make that attack roll with your shovel, I guess. Yeah.
He is spooked. So I'm gonna keep it for post. I'm going to make a big thing of pre-edging it. No. That was smart. I'm gonna
All right.
edge that because I want to make a point. Yeah, fucking worth it.
What's the reach?
There's a 2 reach on that.
All right, so -2. And then as you bring the shovel down, it actually splits and the shovel kind of goes through it and it reforms on the other side. Yeah. It's not like a super big spirit though. However, it is the spirit's turn.
About spirits, so it's a spirit and it just dodges attack, so he's not happy.
All right. It attempts to engulf, so it like shoots forward and is launching itself at Nico. Doing, let's see here. So Nico, you're going to want to maybe try to not get hit by it, but that's going to be tough. 5 is the defense that you need to beat.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do that.
So on your character sheet,
Mm-hmm.
go to core,
Mm-hmm.
and then to the right of your primary armor, there's a shield symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Click on that. That was it. So I definitely got higher than you, so it's going to hit you. Are you wanting to spend edge to reroll, or are you going to take it? Okay.
Do I have any edge?
Yes, you have your own edge. I don't think you have special edge.
I'll use
No
my own
thing.
edge.
Well, according to Benny's, we're wiped out of everything.
I'll use my own edge. Should be filled up. How come my edge didn't go back to full?
You have 2 of your 3. I think you used it for something last session.
Okay. All right. So what do I have to do now?
Just hit the edge button, or no, not hit the edge button. It's 3 out of 12. You're going to roll 9 dice. Just roll 9 dice. Okay, so yes, you manage to snap out of the way as it splashes into the wall behind you, and oh wait, no, I'm sorry. You get that edge back. You were surprised. You actually cannot dodge.
Okay.
Forgot. So you just get hit. There's not anything you can do about it.
So I can't even defend?
Nope. So you get hit, and it wraps around your face. So now you cannot breathe. And go ahead and roll your soak at -4. So on your character sheet again, there's on the core. Let's see. There is roll sleeping. Click on the sleeping tiger button, and then -4. Okay. Make sure. Yep, that's right. Great. So, does your sleeping tiger have an additional hold modifier? I don't think so. It does not. Okay, great. So you are going to take. This is where you can spin that edge to not take this damage, to take less damage from this. And if you did, you would roll 13 dice.
So right now, roll 13?
Yeah, because otherwise you're about to take 8 physical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's way better. So you take 2 physical on that. And you have 1 edge left. But it is wrapped around your head, so hitting it with the shovel is going to be difficult. Possible. All right. Gertrude.
So did you say that is the whole creature around?
Yeah, it is engulfed. It is engulfed. So you can make an attack to hit it, but it's you basically don't want to glitch.
Okay. I would like to try and stab it.
Okay.
And not stab Nico.
Just slice a layer off of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's a block of cheese.
Yeah, I'm imagining that it's sort of a gelatinous sort of thing. So like you would slice the candied cranberry, the cranberry sauce that comes out of the can.
Yep. Makes sense.
Right.
So it's gonna have to avoid that by rolling its defense. And your reach with that sword is 3?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So I'm sorry, I've completely forgotten how to play this game. I'm clicking on the Nadachi, or I'm clicking on my blade skill?
The Nadachi. It should be worked in.
Gotcha.
So that was 12 dice. Does that sound right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's pretty good. Oh, it does not defend. You get it. It is getting sliced for 17 minus 4,
Wow.
which is 13, and then I get to do a soak.
No wonder
Six.
that poor little ganger didn't have a chance the other day. Didn't pay attention to the DV of that. Oh,
Okay. Yeah. So you slice a significant portion of it right through. It still is clinging on to Nico, who it is your turn. You can't breathe, but that's okay right now because it's only been like a second. So what would you like to do?
I can't electrocute it, can I? Because I'd hurt myself, wouldn't I?
It would probably not make sense to electrocute it. That said, you can cloud it.
How would I cloud it without clouding myself?
You just start from here and cloud it off your face.
All right, then that's what I'm gonna do.
I mean, theoretically, you could like shoot your clout from your nose if you want. You know, like that's.
Oh, I can shoot it from my mouth.
Yeah, you could be like, "Pah," and
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Okay.
cloud it from my mouth.
all right. So, what force are you clouding it at?
I'm gonna force this guy at an 8.
Okay, so force 8 clout. Let's go.
Sucks. What a shitty roll.
That is a 3.
But
You got the drain, though.
A drain.
Let's see if it is able to not get hit.
How?
It could like open around your mouth, I guess, so that the cloud just goes straight through.
I'm sure there's a way it can freaking avoid it. Sure.
It does.
Of course.
Yes. So it swings around and you clout out to the side. All right. That was your turn.
Was it still on my face now?
It is still on your face. I mean, if it's on your face for like a couple of rounds, that's when you're going to be in trouble. Hopefully, your friends can assist you before you drown.
Try to fucking cloud it again.
Satchel is running up, and is going to try to just like peel it off your face. Not too sure about all this slicing at you. So let's see here. 5 of sword, cane, unarmed strike, boom. That's a 4. And now we're at 3. All right. He is pulling at it. 6. But is unable to actually get any purchase at it. So he's just kind of his fingers are getting wet. Etienne.
it seems like he would like to help, but he doesn't want to whack Nico in the face with the shovel, so he's not exactly sure how he can. Well, Gertrude managed to slash at it without hurting Nico last turn, so he's gonna try.
Okay.
It's 2 hits.
I mean, it's not a glitch, so
yeah, it's not a glitch, so it should be okay.
All right, so that is your reach is 2 with the shovel?
Yeah. It's a good shovel.
Oof. All right.
Yeah.
That is a hit for 9 plus 2 is 11 minus 4 to the armor, so that's 9. And then the soak, which is minus 4, 9, 6. Yeah, you actually like smack it with the shovel, and it actually, because of the nature of it, it doesn't go through to Nico's face, but the spirit itself just like splashes out and just water sprays down everywhere, and it is no longer.
He just stuffs the shovel like right next to his face. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a very good shovel.
It is.
Nico can breathe.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I was gonna die! Oh my god! Oh god! I can't breathe. Oh god! Okay. Oh man.
Gertrude, make a perception test.
Mm.
At -2. Okay. You get a sense of movement over in this direction. Let's see. Yeah, I think that works. And you feel like you see something right there. Just for a split second. Like, can you see the sort of greenish color?
Mm-hmm.
Just very barely. And then it's gone.
Y'all, I think there's more. I just saw something, and I can't see it anymore.
No, I don't. Where was it?
It was in here with the old generator.
Well, actually, it was on the other side of this wall. You can kind of see through a break in this wall.
Oh, okay.
So, like, it was watching you guys through the wall, and then you saw it, and then it's...
Okay, that's like they're what are you said they were spirits? What kind water spirits?
With my confusion, my world spell, does that spell affect things in the astral too?
So, if its type is physical, you cannot affect anything in the astral.
Can I use heal on myself?
You can.
I have to pick a force. How does the force thing work?
The force needs to at least be how much damage you took right now.
So 2.
Yeah. And there's no reason not to cast it at 6. So you just cast it at 6. Because the more hits you get, the faster you heal. There you go. So go ahead and roll your drain. But so that means that instead of having to wait like 2 full actions, you just heal it like that.
Right.
So
Okay.
the bruising is gone. You are healed.
All right. Well, let's run through, make sure we didn't leave anything important behind, and just get the heck out of here. What do you guys think?
Yeah, stay on your P's and Q's.
Lucian is gonna start and display.
I want to cast all my combat stuff now. Like,
Okay.
And what I have 1 up already, right?
Right. So your combat sense is up, and it's always quickened. So
increase reflexes.
So you want to cast your increased reflexes? Yes.
Yes. At 4/6. What?
You might want to see how the drain goes on that. So that's 3 drain you're taking. Do you want to drop it and just try again?
Drop it and try again.
It'll give you 1 die, and
it still increases your stuff.
It's still like.
So my stuff is already. If I drop it and try again, I'm gonna maybe take more drain, though, right?
Yes, that's the.
Yeah, so I'll leave it where it is. That's what I got.
All right, so you take 3 drain. I mean, the spell works. You're still faster.
Looking there, doesn't seem like there's much. So.
And you didn't open this last door down here either. I mean, you haven't opened these other doors.
No,
so.
yeah, he's gonna run back down and starts trying open.
All right.
Want me to do the old thing again?
Yes, actually, on this one.
Can the drone help me?
Not in this case.
All right. Drone mechanic.
Make a perception test. So so this door is kind of rent at the bottom. It's like it's been peeled out a little bit.
Okay.
Not big enough for you to go through. But definitely looks like there's damage. The drone might be able to go through. I think the drone could go through, and the panel itself is like when you open it, the wires are all shredded.
All right. So he goes in his neck and he takes out the little wire and he plugs it in the drone because I'm pretty sure I can't connect wirelessly to it right now. So.
You could.
Oh, okay. Well, he's just gonna do.
There is no noise between you and the drone.
That's true, and he's gonna like shove it through the hole if he feels like he can do that without damaging it.
This is what you see. You can kind of spin around in there and look. And in addition to that,
that's weird. That's a bit classier than the rest.
As you're looking around, you can see not only what you see, there's also trash. It's kind of scattered around. There's some electronic devices. It looks like a not last gen, but maybe 3 or 4 gens ago Sony Emperor.
That's weird. That's
a Renraku Gametron 2600, like maybe a 20-30-year-old handheld gaming system. Some food and drink containers, and it looks like some of these blankets and stuff are kind of piled up to be almost like a nest, maybe.
Well, the little drone is going to move around in there and at least pick up the electronic device and put them in one of its little tool pouches. Or if not, it can bring it back through the hole and then out with its little arm.
All right. Let's get a perception test from everybody else that's not inside the room.
I mean, I'm not jumped in the drone, but I probably paying more attention to that than.
All right. There's a flash of movement down here, Gertrude, from behind this piano. As what looks like a small person suddenly darts forward and crawls in through the hole. Past Etienne, who is not really paying attention. And suddenly you lose vision on the drone as you can hear someone like something throwing a cloth over it. And then it gets grabbed.
Something took my drone in there.
It looked like a small person.
I'm so sick of this.
Well, anyone has a crowbar or something to open that door? I got tools. Let me check.
Do you want to try knocking?
Etienne is shoveling for his bag, and he's like, "Well, was that you said a small? Is it another spirit? Like, is that gonna? Can we talk to it?
I
Oh,
don't
talk
know.
to it at this point. No, I
No?
tried the friendly spirit conversation. They're not friendly.
Wait. I don't understand that things, but if there was a spirit, is that the person who summoned that spirit? I don't.
Could be the person. It could also just be another spirit. I mean, I doubt there's a possibility they could have two. One could be bound to them, and the other one could just be. I think that's possible. That's possible, right?
What?
That a person could have two spirits at once.
Yeah.
Is it possible that spirits just are without a person?
That's also possible.
Yeah, but if it's attacking us and such, there would be a reason. I would assume. I don't know. Unless there could be feral spirits, I'm sure.
That sounds awful.
Well, it's just if you want to talk to it, you
I wanna
can.
talk to
But
I think what we're gonna do is, everybody, point your guns at the door. I'm gonna blast it open, and we're just gonna open fire. Okay?
Be careful with guns. We're underwater and a lot of pressure. I don't know how well that's gonna. I mean, I would avoid APDS, but yeah.
So I'll kick the door, and I'll send. I'll kick. They can probably hear us. So
Etienne takes the shovel and shoves it in the corner and tries to pry open the door with it. As
I can get the door open. The question is, are we ready for whatever's on the other side?
I mean, as ready as we were before, I guess. More
Yeah,
ready because we saw it.
I'm gonna try to clout the door open.
You know that clouding will never open the door. Clouding is a magical force like just a fist that knocks people out. So it doesn't do actual damage. Lightning bolt would.
Wait, clout doesn't do damage? How have I been killing all these people with clout?
You haven't been killing anybody. You've been knocking them out. And then if you do an excess of damage over their stun damage, it's like, so imagine you're punching someone, right? You knock them out, and then you just get down over them and you just keep punching them in the face. Eventually they're going to die, right? But imagine you have a door and you punch the door and nothing happens because it's a door. You can keep punching the door forever. It's still just going to be a door.
All right, I'll try to lightning bolt it.
Okay. What force are you trying to lightning bolt it at?
The drain. I'm going to go with a 7.
Go with a 7. All right.
Oh, oops. I have to cancel that. I put +7. I should have just rolled it. You never would have known. I'm pretty sure.
Step away, not to get lightning bolt with the door.
Okay. You take 1 drain. But you're going to do 13 and -7. So let's see, what kind of door is this? Not super duper reinforced because it is. I mean, if you're in here by now, then they're less concerned about you being able to break open doors than just you're in here now. So where are all my special fun charts? Well, that's not helpful at all. Let's put all the charts in the back of the book for easy reference, but then not put the one for structural damage. Makes sense. All right, I'm just going to sign it. So do. 8 and 3 is 11. Yeah, you blow the door off the wall, basically. That's that is what happens.
Yeah.
followed by
Oh,
a high-pitched, piercing scream, like you'd hear from a 10-year-old screaming, 10-year-old girl screaming in fear and terror and horror.
Like a high pitch, like a girl, not like a banshee.
No, like a girl screaming, like a girl saw someone kidnap her
go up
mom,
there, though.
and so she was screaming.
Lucian was ready to just run in with a shovel and scream about getting his drone back, but now he's kind of frozen in place for a second. He's like, what the?
Yeah. And we'll find out what happens and what exactly was in there screaming when come back next week, because we're at the end of our session.
All right.
So
Survive down there for that long. There's plans.
thank you everybody for joining us today
Water.
for Shadowrun. And as usual, thanks to the cast for playing. Thanks to Tom for running our tech. It's really unfortunate that Chris wasn't able to get his internet back up and running. This is a really fun sort of section of tension and kind of like what's going on. But we will come back to it next week and see what it is about a small girl, child, person living in this place for, as Etienne said, for so very long. Join us on Thursday for Dungeons and Dragons Episodicals 3. That is the Wrathstorm King Thunderman guy module. And then on
the terrifying baby face.
Yes, home of the terrifying baby face. You can also catch us. Are we man, I got to get used to this new Friday schedule where we kind of are doing a rotating list of things.
This week we are playing Funny Freakout.
Okay. All right.
Game by the prank show game by our good friend Cliff.
Right. All right. And then Saturday morning, of course, we have D&D Episodicals 4 now to set into Avernus, which is the eventually they're heading into we send our players to hell. And then Sunday, like clockwork, Monday, Dresden, and then we're back to Tuesday for Shadowrun here. So yeah, it's a good time. And am I missing anything? Any announcements from the?
I think we're
Wow.
good.
All right.
Tomorrow on Day Gamers Network, we're doing figure drawings. We're going to do them every Wednesday at 8 or 9 Eastern. So that's 8 Central. They're going to be drawing figures and doing like tutorials. So if you want to learn how to draw something, of course, you can head over there. This week, I think they're doing Invincible.
Yeah. Oh, and rehearsals is affecting Duryea also for his own show. And so Thursday night, he will not be hosting Talk It Out. Instead, he will have a guest host for Talk It Out, who will be yours truly.
Yes.
That's me. So definitely, if you're going to be watching the episodicals, Talk It Out starts an hour earlier, so you can come catch us at Talk It Out for the first hour, and then head over to episodicals or what have you. But we're going to be there, and we're going to be talking about voter suppression and why voter suppression laws are suppression and not just common sense laws that make sure that our voting systems are good to go. So join us for that. That's going to be a good time. And outside of that, I guess we'll catch everybody next week.
Bye bye.